Hello and welcome to the Light Your Dream Team monthly training. I'm so glad you're all here with us tonight. And tonight we're going to talk to Cathy Mahady. This is our Emerald Director of the Light Your Dream Team. She's a fantastic coach and mentor. I can't tell you how many times this woman has helped me out in my business and listened to me and coached me along the way over the years. And I'm so excited to share her journey with us. So, Cathy, I was just going to ask you a few things, and if you can just help tell everybody what you've been doing with your business and how you've been working your business. So first of all, how long have you been with me and Bella Candles?
Well, thanks for having me on the call. Yeah, we thought that we've got so many new people that they probably haven't heard my story. So we thought we'd fill you in on a little bit about what I've been doing. I started with Scent-Sations in October of 2003, and my daughter was 9 months old at the time. And I had just left a full-time job working for the county to stay home with her. And my initial intent was that I was going back to work after 6 months, but she was a difficult little child. She did not want mom to go back to work. And so that's when I decided that I needed to stay home with her and raise her myself. She's now 21 years old. So it's been a long time. Scent-Sations began in 2002. So it was shortly after they became a company that I first got involved with them. Initially, I did work the business full time, other than raising my daughter and my son, who was a little bit older. He was 14 at the time. I didn't do any outside work. And I did it so full time. It didn't take me full time hours, but that was my full time focus in terms of a career. And I did that full time then up until about 2010 when I did decide to pull away and take a break. I did look into doing other things, but none of them worked out. It was not giving me the success that I had found with Scent-Sations. And I decided that I needed to be fully focused on Scent-Sations, give up everything else. So I've been, working Scent-Sations as my sole business since 2013. I don't do any other business, just Mia Bella's. I do now, though, do it part-time, partly because so much of my business has become automated. It wasn't requiring me to do full-time hours. I use a lot of websites and autoresponders and a lot of things that just kind of make the business run, even if I'm there or not. So I do work full-time in the insurance industry. So that's kind of my initial journey from 2003 with a break to back to doing it full-time solely.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you. I was thinking about this question and I wanted to ask it to you. Do you consistently make your sales and sponsoring goals? Do you
Well,
consistently do?
usually, but not always. And I
Mm-hmm.
think I had made a note recently that with my sponsoring, I just came off of 2 months where I did not sponsor anyone. And that is very unusual. But part of it is just, the chips just weren't falling for me those 2 months. I had previously, I think November and December, I had very good sponsoring months. So I think I'd kind of gone through the funnel and didn't have anybody really sitting on the fence for those 2 months. But, part of it too was my effort. I was sick for several weeks in February and did not feel like doing anything. And then I went on
Yeah.
vacation to Greece for 2 weeks, and I definitely didn't want to run business then. So, I recognized that my efforts were not very congruent with my desired outcomes. But that's okay. I had more important things to deal with. My health, again, just getting health. It was just a cold, but oh my gosh, we were sick for weeks. And then spending time with my daughter in Greece, that was the priority. So yes, I did not meet my goals for sponsoring then, but I know that I can't consistently do that. Yes, I can take a break. I can slow down, but I can't quit. And so those are once in a while breaks or things that I get to make other priority. In terms of my sales, I usually do meet my goals. And again, not necessarily because I'm that good at it, but just because I'm that stubborn. So when I get, at the beginning of the month, I know what my goal is going to be. And then when I get, halfway, 3/4 of the way through the month, I'm always monitoring, where am I at on my goals? And like right now, my personal volume is not where I need it to be. And there's moments where I start to go, oh, I'm not where I need to be. But then I know that I have to put in that extra effort. That's when I have to take some additional steps. So I'm not going to finish out the month without putting in the effort. I can't always control, will people sign up, will people purchase product, but I can control my activity. So if I'm not meeting my goals, then I need to up my activity. So, towards the end of the month, if I'm a little bit short, then I'm going to be sending out a broadcast email to my customer base, promoting whatever product or deal that we've got going on. So I'm going to get in front of them. I'm going to be doing posts on social media. And if it's a big goal and I really need to meet it, then, I might run an ad. So not always meet my goals, but consistently put in the attempt to try to make my goals.
That's awesome. Yeah. And like this business, like any other business, it's always up and down, and you just got to keep your eye on it, on your goals, and keep working it and be consistent like you're doing. And yeah, you're going to come across times when you're sick or you're on vacation or something goes on, that you have to step back a little bit. But then when the time comes, you can work harder, double your time put in and make, really push yourself to get your goals like you're doing now. Fantastic.
Yes.
So, how do you connect with people, build relationships, and create loyal customers?
Well, I do have a very loyal customer base. I use social media to, post content, and I also have a personal website that I built many, many years ago, and that drives traffic to me. So when somebody fills out the candle drawing, makes a purchase, maybe fills in a form to ask for some information about the business or the fundraising, they're going into my autoresponder, my email list. And then I can build that relationship by staying in front of them. 2 to 4 times a month, I'm going to be sending out an email. And then that allows them to get to know that I'm a real person. I'm not just some website, just some static machine out there, that I'm a real person.
Mhm.
And it's funny that, some of them then will follow me on social media, and I'll look at it over years and think, they first came to be my friend on Facebook because they were a lead at one point, and now I really consider them friends. When I send out, a broadcast, they may respond with, if it's a, holiday greeting, they're responding back, wishing me the same. So they know I'm a real person. So that's really important with keeping them, close to me. When somebody does make a purchase or somebody does enter the drawing, I'm sending out an email after their purchase arrives. So about a week later, I'm also sending another email asking them, did your product arrive? Are you satisfied? Can I do anything else for you? So again, I'm showing appreciation that they are purchasing from me. That's the first thing. Then I also have the VIP group. So people get to know about the company, the products, but then they do also get to know me as a person as well. So it's, they may start out at strangers, but once they get into my email list and they're seeing, my branding and my name show up time and time and time again, over 10 years, they know I'm a real person. And they then, like buying from somebody that they know and not just a
Right.
corporate website out there.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
How how do you overcome disappointments in your business, Kathy? When things
Well,
aren't working out the way you want or the way you plan, how do you get through that? Because
you
all
mean,
of us have these ups and downs.
yes. Um, I pout for a minute and I get a little frustrated. In fact, I've spent time and effort starting a individual fundraiser where I sent samples and I sent uh, brochures, order forms, and then she tells me, I'm like, how's it going? And she's like, well, no success at all so far. And I just go, oh, so yes, I'm disappointed. It's not over. And, hopefully things are going to turn around and she's going to get the results that she wants from her fundraiser. But yeah, initially I'm like, well, darn, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
But I know that, one disappointment isn't going to define me or my business. It doesn't mean that, never again am I going to have success. So I just try to take the attitude that next time it'll be better.
Right.
And I've really spent a lot of time on personal development. So I really believe that, nothing is a failure. If I put in the effort, if I do all that I can to control the situation, then I'm winning. If I can find something to learn from that situation, something that's going to make me better, do better next time, then it's going to be a win. Even if it's a small fundraiser and she only sells a couple candles, well, then she exposed the product to a couple more people that didn't know about us before. So yeah, it's disappointing, but you just can't wallow in that forever and then think that the rest of your business for the rest of life is going to be that way. So I try to then focus on, okay, well, this one didn't work out, whether it's somebody, not signing up with me or not putting in an order as they said that they were, not being successful in a fundraiser, whatever the disappointment is, I'm going to remind myself that of the successes that I have had, and when you've been doing business as long as I have, you can find some successes. So that's what I focus on. That maybe that one show didn't go well, but that doesn't mean that every show is going to be bad. The next one could be better. So, I've had a lot of little successes and a lot of big successes in my career, but I've also had many disappointments too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Same here, same here. And like they say, go for the nose. See how many
Hmm.
no's you can get. Because the
Yeah,
more no's you get, that means you're talking to people, right? You're sharing the
exactly.
business, you're sharing the products. So the more no's you get, you're going to get that yes eventually. So you
Hmm.
can't dwell on the no's, but you got to keep moving forward till you get that yes. And time you get that yes, it's so exciting and it's so worth the no's. When I say no's, I mean people not answering you back or, not necessarily saying no, but you reached out to them, but they're not showing any interest. So that's what I mean by that.
Hmm.
So how do you work, balance your work, because you work full time and your family? I know you have grandchildren and your Me and Bell business. How do you balance all that out?
Well, it is a lot for sure, but I don't really consider it a challenge because I have a routine. Um,
Mhm.
I love them all. Well, maybe not my job. That's getting old. Actually, today's my anniversary. I've been doing this job for 7 years. So they bought me lunch today. So it's all good. But
Yay.
yes, but I love my family and I love my candle business for sure. So, I know the importance of scheduling time for each of them. They each need my attention. I do work full time, as you said, and sometimes I'm exhausted. I talk all day long to people and I'm tired. Um, and I do love to spend time with my daughter, even though she's a young adult now. She's basically my best friend, so she's constantly needing mom for something. She's got to tell me something. So a lot of my time is spent with her still, and then I do have my two grandbabies that I do spend a lot of time with as well. So those are all very important things to me. But the beauty of this business is the flexibility of I can work my hours whenever I want. So if I know, like on Sunday, the grandkids came over, well, I'm working hard in the morning to get things done. I'm not going to just call the day off, but I'm going to put in the time in the morning, spend time with the kids. Sometimes I might work on a Friday night. Time doesn't matter to me. I'm going to put in the time every day, but I got that flexibility that this is the time I'm spending with family. This is the time I need to do my work, but this is what's available for me then to work my business. And then I make sure that I do work the business and not make excuses that, well, I'm tired or I got to spend time with the kids. And my husband's retired now, so that makes it a lot easier for his availability. He isn't as strict in a schedule where it's hard for me to find time with him. He's pretty much available all the time now. So it's just kind of that beauty of a business that allows me to do what I want, when I want, and even where I want. So um, it's a lot, but you know what? I make it work because I have a schedule
Right.
and I've to do each of those areas.
Right. When I used to work full time, I used to call it the power hour. And if I had to do 15-minute increments during the day
Hmm.
around work, around the kids, that's when you did it. So
Yep,
just 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. It doesn't have to, you don't have to sit there for 2 hours and do this business. Not at all.
absolutely. That's what I
So,
do. After I get ready, I'm spending 15 minutes doing some kind of a post or answering questions before I head out the door to go to work. And then, yeah, checking things during lunch. If there's something that needs my attention, getting on that. And then I get home and then I can, spend more of a solid hour, even two if I need to on it. But yeah, it's not thinking, well, if I don't have 4 hours to devote to a part-time job, then I'm just not going to do it. No, just put in those 15 minutes here and there, and you're going to get through the day and realize how much you did accomplish in just those 15-minute increments.
right. And as long as you're persistent and consistent each and every day, or at least 5 days a week,
Mm-hmm.
your business will grow, right? Don't you think so?
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
what achievement are you most proud of with Mia Bella Candles?
Well, the highest ranking that I had achieved was back in 2007. We had different titles back then. So it was a triple diamond distributor that I had earned. And then 6 months later, I hit the position of director. Now, director is entirely different. That's kind of the first end of our leadership skills, where that was back then kind of the big accomplishment was that. So that was back when my group volume was over about 65,000 per month in wholesale. So big team, big money. That was a big accomplishment for me. Now though, I really like what my business income can do for my family. So, last year I was able to buy my husband a used car, not a brand new one, but it was a used car. But, my business paid for that. We were able to take this fantastic vacation to Greece. My business paid for that. Both of my children will have completed, 4-year college degrees because my business has been able to pay for those kinds of things. My job kind of pays for our bills, but my business pays for our lifestyle. The extra things that we want, the vacations that we want, being able to, go to Punta Cana here, next week. That's what my business does. So that's what I'm most proud of now that I've built it to, a nice income that those extras really benefit my family.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Awesome. Um, so what's your long-term goal with Mia Bella?
Well, as you said, I'm a Emerald director now, and the next ranking is Diamond. And so that is what I would like to achieve. Um, and that's, 40,000 group volume per month wholesale. So I know I can do it. I've done it before. As I said, it was over
Mhm.
65,000 at one point. Um, it hasn't been coming to me as fast because I do work full time. I don't have as much time to solely devote to the business. So, with my husband being retired now, somebody has to work to provide the medical benefits for Shaylin and I. So, I'm going to get her through. She's got one more year of college, get her into a job one day here where she's got some benefits of her own, and then I would like to retire, from that employment so that I can focus solely on my business. And then I have no doubt that at some point I'll be able to make that diamond director. We'll get there. I want to further
Yeah, you
grow.
will. I know you will. You're just an awesome leader, and you work your business every day. You take it serious. You love what you do. You love the people on your team. You take care of everybody so well, and we're really proud of you, of what you've accomplished. And also, getting to that level, it takes a long time. Not long, but
Mhm.
it takes a while. It takes several years. It's not something that you're gonna retreat, get Emerald Director in a year.
Yeah,
It's not impossible, but it's difficult. Kathy's
right.
been in the business many, many years and worked her business. And that's why she reaps the benefits now from sticking to it through the good and the bad. So that's great. Now, if you can tell a younger leader self what to do, what would you tell them?
Well, I would say that it's not always going to be easy, but it's always going to be worth it. When you put in that effort and that consistency and you make it happen, it'll be so worth it. Um, you know, you're gonna succeed, but you're also gonna fail. It's still gonna happen. But keep going, even in those hard times. As I said, I stepped away for a while because I had been doing this for a long time. And then, there's a lot of new things coming out, a lot of new direct sales and network marketing companies. And I thought, well, maybe I can try something else. Maybe I can combine several businesses at once. And so, I had built it to a very large level. And then stepping away did cause me to fall way back. And I had to start, rebuilding that again. Um, so it definitely takes time. There are going to be bad times. And if you know that, then you can be prepared for it so that one disappointment doesn't knock you out of the game. That, yeah, it's going to happen, but it's going to be worth it. The good times are coming, that's inevitable. And then the rewards are just going to be amazing when you do it.
Yeah, for sure. So, what is the number one habit to be a leader that lasts?
Well, I think you already alluded to it a little bit just a moment ago, is having a passion for coaching and mentoring and helping others achieve. In the beginning, I was very afraid of that term of sponsoring or recruiting or hard selling somebody. I thought, oh my gosh, that's just not my personality. Because I do come from, my degrees in psychology. So I come from a social services, human services background where I was a teacher, a social worker, an employment counselor. So once I started equating that, wow, that's really what I can do with this business, is I can help and educate and teach and motivate and train. Then my business just took off. Then I, became a top sponsor in the company really way back. And that was really a change in my mindset that helped me tremendously, is that, a leader really enjoys seeing other people achieve, grow personally, grow professionally. So that's what really motivates me. I spend far more of my business time doing that than I do kind of building my own retail business. There's a lot of responsibilities that kind of come from kind of mentoring a large team. So I don't always have the time to go out and do shows like I used to do, or get too heavily involved in fundraisers. So to me, mentoring and coaching is far more important than building my own retail portion of the business. So got to have that passion to help others, and that keeps you as a leader.
Wonderful. So one more question. What is the best practice or tip you received that you still use in your business today?
Be consistent.
Oh,
As we've
yes,
kind of again alluded to that a few times through some of these questions, is that there are times that you can slow down, and there are times that you can even take a break, but you can't stop. You can't quit. Um, that's just, it's so much harder to get the momentum going again when you've slowed down. It's like kind of get back up that hill. Whereas you just kind of keep going consistently, then it just, when that hill hits, you just go faster and things happen. So you have to be consistent. You have to show up every day. You have to do something to move yourself forward as a better person, or something to grow your business. So I do pretty consistently every day do something. It would be rare that a whole day goes by and I don't do anything. But every day I'm not spending hours and hours doing this business either. But I'm not letting weeks and months go by where I've neglected the business. I'm putting in the time, putting in the effort. So really, the best tip is be consistent, stay at it.
for sure. Yep, I agree. I also think personal development is very important. Um, Doing that
Yes.
also with your business, it helps with your mindset. It helps you stay more positive. It helps you believe in yourself. I think a lot of people struggle with that. They don't believe they can do the business. They don't believe they can get where you're at. Um, but anybody can. It's
Hmm.
all up to them. It's all in their own mind, whether they can achieve are going to achieve it. You have to say you're going to do it, and you just do it. And
Right.
just go through the obstacles and keep working your business consistently. And anybody can reach an Emerald director. It's possible. And it's so worth it because, like Cathy said, she all that extra money that she's made with her meal bell business has changed her lifestyle. Not necessarily paying her bills, but she could buy the new car, she could take special trips, she could pay those college funds. They're very high. I'm still too.
Yeah.
That's where some of my money goes to the college funds. But yeah, oh, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Yeah.
And does anybody have any question, Beth or Diane? Do you have any questions that Cathy can answer for you?
How do you find your customers?
Yeah, in the beginning it was doing like the farmers market, doing shows. And when you're giving a jar away, you've got your label on it so they know how to find you again, giving them a catalog or postcard or your business card or something so that they know how to come back to you. And then doing the same shows kind of year after year, those same people will come back. They remember that you were there last year. So that is always helpful. And then, I do run ads on occasion, especially around the holidays. Or like I said, if there's a goal that I need to meet, then I might do an ad promoting the holiday candles or the fall candles. And then, you know, promoting like the candle drawing where people will enter the free drawing because it's just non-threatening, simple. They don't think anything of it. Well, then they're in my email list and then they're getting information about the products and specials and, free shipping that we just had a couple weeks ago. And then they buy. And then once they buy, again, they're going to get another email thanking them for it. And that repeat exposure, me connecting with them. And then they just buy again and buy again and buy again. I'm using the business cards with the mini samples on it. Have a few of those in your purse, your pocket as you're going about. The other day there was some high school kids doing fundraising in the grocery store, and they were bagging our groceries, and I gave them a couple bucks for bagging my groceries, and I also gave them a business card, and I said, hey, if you're interested in a different fundraiser, check out this. So doing things like that, just handing out information, asking them to enter the candle drawing. Another way that I do it is giving gifts. There's been many times where friends, family, warm market never came to me initially to make a purchase on their own, but they were given a gift, a housewarming gift, a holiday gift, a birthday gift or something. And then that exposed them to the product. And then they were like, wow, this is a great candle. And then they come back and get more. So I'm never afraid to give away my product. Again, it's a business write-off, but that's what exposes people to it. And then also for new people, using your warm market to use the loaner jar. And we have that training on our website. And that's, again, kind of offering somebody an opportunity to burn the candle for a few days and get them hooked, and then going back to take an order for whatever candle that they would like. So all of those different methods. That's how I build my customer base.
Okay.
And also Cathy over the years has had a huge email marketing, like she'll keep all our customers in a database and she stays in front of them, like she says. So as her list builds, over time, more and more customers start coming because like she said, you have to stay in front of people. They have to see you. Whether it be 2 or 3 or 4 times a month, at least get an email from you or something. And also, like she said, thank you. Always thank your customers. Let them know how much you appreciate them. Because customers notice that. They notice if you respond and and say, oh, thank you. I really appreciate your supporting my candle
Yeah.
business. It means a lot to me. So when they see that you're helping a family, a small business, and you're thanking them and you're really appreciative of what they did, that'll bring them back again.
Yeah, and then those customers
Okay.
they refer their friends, or
Mhm.
from the fundraising, they bought a candle maybe just to help the organization, and then they fall in love with the product, and then they want to be a consistent user of our candles, and they become longtime customers as well. Well, we're gonna probably cut off here in just a minute. We've kind of come to our
Yeah.
well, we got a little bit more time. We have about 5 more minutes if there's anything else that but we're come to the end here. But the biggest thing with wanting to do this interview is for people to come to understand that it's not impossible. There are people in this company that are succeeding, and there's nothing special about us except the consistency, the efforts, and staying with it. And then you can get there too. And it doesn't mean that every day is a good day for us. There are some bad days, some challenging days, but you just can't let that keep you down forever. You just got to brush that aside and step it up and move on to the next one. Because yeah, I mean, I have failures, but then I just look at, but gosh, I made a great income last year, just coming off of taxes. I'm like, yes, it was a good year. Okay, well, how did I have a good year if I had so many failures? Well, you still do. You still can. So, and it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with this company or this industry of direct sales. It's just, I'm in the insurance industry, and it's no different there. We have the same issues of keeping people happy, keeping people, getting them to say yes. It's there's a lot of no's there too. So it's not just this industry, but you just have to be willing to get past that and keep going. And if you do, on the other side, you'll come out with a very rewarding business that you'll really enjoy, hopefully, and benefit, financially, as well as, your personal growth. Okay, so Allison, any last words?
No, but thank you for joining us, and just we really appreciate everything you do, Cathy, for our team. And let us know if you have any questions. We'd be very happy to answer them for you. Jump on the team group, shoot us a message. We'll get right back to you and help you along in your business. And just stay consistent, persistent, believe in yourself.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate all of you. We'll go ahead and end the call tonight. And then if you have any questions, post them to the group and we'll meet you over there. So have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
And
Thank you for
Thanks.
joining.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Allison, and thanks, Cathy.
You're welcome. Take care.